welcome back to the podcast, or welcome back to YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Oh my gosh, what a whirlwind of 3 months that it's been. I just saw that was the last time I've posted, and for good reason, because I have just been going inward, experiencing the most magical inner transformation that I ever thought was possible. Like, so much personal development, so much inner work. My whole brain pathways are different, my whole physique is different, my whole view about myself and everything is just different, and I'm so excited to share it with you. One thing that I've been really doing with my friend lately is looking into where we hold ourselves back, and I feel like I'm due for a podcast rebranding, and I've been wanting to jump back on for ages, but I was in such a nervous system dysregulation state, like any decision or anything was just too much to deal with. And I feel like now that I've gone through all these changes and literally changed my whole entire identity, I'm like, oh, I want to hop back on the podcast, but I want to learn this new video editing software so I can add like different, like play around with different filters or whatever, or I need to do a whole photo shoot for the cover art, and I need to think of the name for it, and I need to set up all these other podcast interviews that I want to do, and I need to learn how to edit the audio better and find a new place to film because I don't really know where to do it in this house yet. And like, there's all these reasons why I can't do it. And same for her, she's been wanting to get into content creation more and do more TikTok videos, but like the platform's overwhelming. Oh no, I don't know how to edit the videos on there, it's like hard to use. Oh, like we just come up with all of these things as to why we can't. So I'm just at this place now, like the best place I've ever been at in my life mentally. And I was just driving home from a promo job and I was like, I'm going to record tonight. Thought of the title right there on the spot. Just freaking make a setup, like put some time in my calendar next week to edit. Just get started. Like, I can do the rebrand when the name comes to me, but how is the name going to come to me when I'm stuck in this limbo mode? But yeah, there'll be more changes with that coming. I really like having this platform as a way to do more long form content, and it's really a good space to share like these deep transformational tips that are really going to help you along your life, and a great place to get to know you as well. So with that, look at where you're holding yourself back. What is the thing that you've been wanting to do, and what are 1 to 3 reasons why you can't do it? So then what can you do about those reasons? So today's topic, you can tell I'm just different now. Release control and let abundance come your way. Now, I noticed I actually started this unintentionally when I had to move house again. If you've seen my previous videos, I've probably had about 40 houses as an adult, and I just turned 28 last week, and I left home when I was 16. So I haven't lived somewhere for even a year since I left home when I was 16. So went through the breakup in October, moved somewhere temporary over the Christmas break, went to New Zealand to go to a festival. Then the day after I got back, and I was still pretty dysregulated back then, hey, I need to talk to you about something. And I sat down on the couch, got the news, look, we can't have a dog here. Long term, you're gonna have to move out. And I'd only been there like 3 months or something. And usually I would be like, oh my God, why does this always happen to me? And be like angry at the person and just be like really having this victim mentality. And I'm not even upset at myself for having that. It's literally just an age thing. And it's just like how you're brought up. Like, I just show so much compassion to that version of me because I didn't know any better. And I had to go through all that stuff to learn everything that I know now. And what I keep thinking is like, whenever I feel bad that maybe I'm learning this personal development stuff at a later age than a lot of people I know, like all the people at my work are like 20 and killing it, like have great personal style, thriving in business, like sorted in life. And I'm like, oh my God, why am I just turned 28 and just like going through all this now? But how many people don't do it at all? How many people just wake up every day and do the same old thing go to the same job, live the same life, live the same 24 hours on repeat until they retire and then until you're in the grave. So no age is too old to start anything. But anyway, I got the news about that house and I was just like, cool, I'll figure it out instead of like bawling my eyes out kind of thing. And I was a little bit too chill about it. I was kind of surprising myself, like I didn't really care. I think I just run out of care because I've been caring about my heartbreak and everything like that. So I was just like, oh yeah. And then it got to the point where I was 9 days away from being homeless and I just didn't really know what I was going to do. Like, I'm not going to get put on a lease in that time. I don't really know what's going to happen, but I was like, for some reason I just like, no. But am I being a bit too crazy by not caring right now? And then I went to a Bushdorf to play for free to support these friends who had to postpone their event and things like that. So it was more of a fundraiser. And I always got told from my last partner, like, don't go out for a cheap rate, let alone for free. But I just wanted to go out there and play my favorite music and have a good time for my mental health. And this chick saw me on the dance floor telling this man like, oh yeah, I'm 9 days away from being homeless, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh yeah, I've been looking for a flatmate. I think I spoke about it a bit in my last video. And I was like, oh yeah, but I've got a large dog because I've got a Great Dane. And she's like, yeah, I just had a big dog that passed away and I've been looking for a new one, but didn't know if I was ready for the commitment. And I've been wanting a flatmate, but was waiting for the right person. So I was like, oh, okay, surely not. But I went to go to the house and everything worked out, and my best friend has moved over from New Zealand and we've never lived together before. We've been best friends since we were 11, so a very long time. And we're just like a power trio. So that was the first thing I've done where I've like released control. A couple of other examples from recently, my car just broke. And the car before that, which I still need to pay off, I only had that for 1 year, and then it blew a piston on this lady's driveway because she had like a gravel driveway with huge boulders you couldn't even walk up. You couldn't even get the car up. So I had a car for a year, it broke. Got the next one and it needed like $4,000 of repairs within the first 3 months of owning it, and then just got the news. I took it in for a service and the mechanic sent me like the video back. They're really good there because especially as a girl, you don't really know what they're talking about. So they like send videos of like all the different parts and explain it and stuff. And they're like, your car is broken forever. Like it can break down at any day. It might last 2 weeks. It might last 3 months. We don't know. And in that moment, this was just very recently too. Usually I'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake. And like, just crying, like, why me? I'd be calling up my family, like my mom, my nana, and my dad, like, guess what's happened to me now? And Nana even told me on the phone the other day that she used to have to mentally prepare for my phone calls. Like, basically, as soon as my name pops up, it's like, okay, like, ready to listen for an hour about everything going wrong in my life. So I sat on the bed, got the news, like, your car's fucked, broken forever. And I'm like, cool. And I was like, am I being too chill? Like, why don't I care? And then it had finally pretty much almost broken down. And I'd just been keeping it at the house in the case of an emergency. Like, it was overheating really bad. Even driving to the supermarket recently, like a 5-minute drive, like it almost overheated and died right there and then. But I was just keeping it here as an emergency in case both my flatmates are out and I can't get to the gym or the supermarket kind of thing. And my flatmate said, oh, what are you going to do about your car? And I've been struggling to make decisions. Like, it's just too much to mentally comprehend right now to like go car hunting and like sort out this whole thing. So I was like, oh, I don't know, I've just been keeping it there. And she said, why don't you let go and get rid of it, and that will open up the energetic space for the next one to come in. And I was like, you're right. The lady I used to live with, whenever we couldn't get a flatmate, she would go in and she would just like sweep a little bit, like polish the windowsill, just like go in and put like energy into the room kind of thing. So she said, yeah, just put it on Marketplace and sell it for parts. So I popped it up there. Within an hour, I had a buyer pick it up at 9 a.m. the next morning, $500. It was just for scraps, or $450. But I actually needed money for that weekend to go away for my birthday as well. So I'm like, oh, well, perfect timing. And part of me was still a bit sad, but usually the wreckers coming to pick up my car, I would be in bed for the next 1 to 2 days, like crying, what am I going to do now? So I was like, sweet, I got money for my holiday to go to Byron Bay. And just so happens, like the universe is always looking out for you. I was keeping that there as my emergency car, and the morning the tow truck came to pick it up because I've released control, ready to put it on the truck, it wouldn't start. So it's just so funny how things like that work out. And another mindset shift that I did a few weeks ago, I was doing a promo job and I've just been calling in so much abundance into my life. And I did a job and I hopped in the car ready to go home, got offered another one. It was an hour drive away in Gold Coast, and I was like, well, yeah, I really need money for the next car right now, so I just feel like I should do it. And I never do things on a whim. I think, yeah, I'm learning how much like I need routine and stuff. I don't like any changes being made, and usually I wouldn't do anything on a whim, and I was like really tired, my body was sore, but I was like, I just feel like I should go. So I stopped in at McDonald's to get a coffee so that I could stay awake for a few more hours, and it took about 20 to 25 minutes to get a coffee. The whole place was being run by like 18-year-olds. I heard them talking with each other at the drive-thru about how they've run out of fries. I ended up just sitting on the ground because my legs were sore, and everyone's just waiting around like nothing is happening. Old me, I would cause a scene like, what the fuck do you guys think you're doing? And like pull them up on it and be like, where the fuck is my order? I'm not waiting here for this long, blah, blah, blah. I'm the type of person that's always had really bad road rage, like riding up people's asses, revving the engine at the same time and keeping the horn down, like, and I just thought, my dad told me this thing years ago when I was waiting for this thing and I needed to get to the next place. Dad said, if you're ever late for somewhere, you might be being saved from a car crash right now. Maybe if I got the coffee when I thought I would, I might have been in a car crash and the universe is protecting me. Like, just having these little mindset shifts around like everything that's happening right now is meant to happen. Another thing that I've done to release control, which I never thought I would say this in my life, but I've gone celibate. I have not given my energy or space to anyone for months. Oh my gosh. And I'm usually like a one-man person. Like, yeah, I won't go into that on the podcast, but like I don't like to have several people, like more than one person on the go at once, basically. Even on a casual basis, I just like one person that I genuinely get on with. But if someone is taking up my mental space because I was going into prep and things were kind of coming to an end with a connection, and instead of like trying to fill the hole or like move on to the next thing, I've just gone inwards. So I'm not giving my energy to anyone. I'm not spending my days thinking about like things they said, trying to like understand it or get to the bottom of it, or like work through things and communicate with them and like drive over to see them, which is like an hour from my house. And then if you spend a weeknight there, then you've got to drive back in morning traffic, and then you don't get back till like 10 or 11. Then I need to have a lay down to rest from that crazy drive. Then I'm not starting the next day till halfway through the day. Like, I just didn't fill the gap with anything apart from myself. So I started like meal prepping properly, going harder with my training sessions, walking my dog more, putting my all into my prep, and just like allowing myself to rest when I need to rest, like just doing the shit that I need to do. And what has happened to my life? And it's not going to stay that way forever, but you read about all that stuff like when you're trying to find a partner and things like that, like they come when you finally give up. Like, not that I'm trying to settle down or anything, but when I do meet the right person, I've never had a period of time where I'm not talking to anyone. No one is in my vicinity. I have just been in this daily loop, like working on my own life, working on my own mind, like nourishing myself, and my life has quadrupled tenfold. So when it comes to dating and seeing people, if the person you're seeing, even on a casual basis, if it's not easy and flowy, I've been very flowy at the moment, just like letting things flow through me. I don't know if this sounds weird if you like don't really understand energy and stuff like that. And I've only experienced this once, but I can feel the energy from the earth going like a tornado through my body up into the sky. Like I'm just part of it. And I notice even with my DJing and stuff, because I went down to Sunny Coast to DJ a boat party, and I still get nerves and I still don't believe where I am today. Someone asked me and a girl at the last gig we went to for my birthday in Byron, how do you have the confidence to go in there and play? And the thing is, I still don't, but I do it anyway. When I was DJing the boat party and I walked down the ramp and everyone's there lining up ready to hop on, 3 people came up to me, or even 4, and said, oh, I can't believe that you're here. I'm so excited to hear you play. Like, so many people always tell me they bought tickets just for me. And I was feeling really unsure of myself that morning. So I was kind of like, what? Like, I didn't quite believe it. And even when I was playing, I was so stiff. Like, my hands were shaking, trying to like bring the next song in, switch the bass, like, and I was really stiff and scared. And then after I hopped off and like realized my worth again, like I just had such a good time. I had such a good time at my birthday. And when I've been playing this week, my whole stage presence has changed because I can feel this energy going through my body. I'm moving to the music differently. I'm not like freaking out that everyone's watching me, like being all stiff and like overthinking it and like trying to be perfect. Just release control and just like let it flow. Same thing as when I did my bodybuilding show. This is going to be another challenge this year. Coming onto the stage, my nerves were through the roof. And I didn't sleep at all the night before, not even for 1 minute, because I was so scared. And I was so shaky, I was almost tripping over in my heels, like I almost fell over on stage. Like moving through the motions, it's like so stiff, like not good at all. So releasing control of like needing it to go a certain way. Just like let it flow. So I'm just so damn proud of me for going all in on me. And my physique is beyond my wildest wishes. Like I just can't believe it every day, but I put in the work. I said to my coach, like, thank you for giving me this, and she's like, you gave it to yourself. My next little tip for abundance is dressing up like a queen and slowly upgrading your life. What are the little things that make you feel rich? Even if it's when you're driving, even though I don't even have a car right now, not all the time, but like going to get like a fancy cold pressed green juice or something, or maybe you just want to go get like an iced coffee from your favorite place and you just drive around like feeling rich, even if it's in like a crappy car or whatever. Just like, yeah, I'm a queen, like I deserve these things. And I was telling my friend today how I always thought even having Afterpay was a really bad thing because people are buying stuff and like using it for instant gratification before they have saved for it, because our generation is so used to that. But I actually have a bit of a different input, which is what I've noticed. I'm a very minimalist person. I don't impulse buy. I grew up in hoard houses, like houses with a lot of stuff everywhere. So I am extremely intentional with purchases, but Afterpay has actually been helping me because I never would buy myself anything that's like not an essential item. So even last year, like I would have to really need something, like wait for it to run out before I could buy myself a new one, or like then I couldn't even do that. Like I was just stuck in a really hard place last year. I couldn't get work. I applied for 60 jobs, even though I've got 2 qualifications. One of them is a degree, and I've started 4 businesses. And yeah, I just was like stuck in this trap. But I could never buy myself like a non-essential item or anything like nice, because it could only go on like food or gas or rent. So what I've been doing this year is just like slowly but surely, after my breakup and like healing and going through all that stuff earlier in the year, just treating myself to a few things. So what I do, if you haven't looked at or downloaded Notion, which is like a website, basically it's like a second brain. So I just have like lots of categories. I've got my YouTube video ideas and like lots of other things. Then I've got a wish list. So whenever I'm on social media and ads pop up for clothes, and I've always had such a minimal wardrobe, like some of the stuff I own is still from like 5 years ago and everything. Whenever ads pop up, instead of impulse buying like the average person and being like, oh my god, I need this right now because I need to be like this girl, I copy and paste the link and put it in my wish list, and you can embed it so you can see the little picture, the website and everything. And then, I don't know, every few weeks, once I pay off my little afterpays, I might choose like 2 things. I'll be like, okay, cool, you've been needing some bikinis because I only own 2 and I don't really like them anymore, but I want a new bikini for posing. Or the next stuff I need to get is lingerie because I only own 2 sets of lingerie. Like, I guess most people are a lot more excessive than this and like have too much stuff, but I always clear things out because of my upbringing and don't like having belongings and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, you can buy yourself some lingerie or a bikini or a nice dress. And I finally upgraded all my bedding and got all this like apricot and pink satin sheets and duvet set and everything, but I would not save up for that and buy it for myself usually. But when it's on Afterpay and it's very intentional and you spread it out, like you wait for something to be paid off, okay, cool, now there's space for one more thing. It's making me feel nice, like having nicer clothes. Or I need to go makeup shopping again soon because I've got stuff from like when I was in a Thin Lizzy ad when I still lived in Auckland. And I've been in Australia since January 2020 and like I'm still using the same pressed powder and stuff from that long ago. That's what I'm talking about. So what can you do that makes you feel like a queen and makes you feel abundant? I am also beyond proud of myself and surprised that some weeks at the moment, over the last few months, on several different occasions, I've paid off more debt in a week than I used to earn in a week last year, and obviously all through COVID. So paying off more than I used to earn just on debt alone, plus normal living expenses, plus going out because I've been going to a few like raves and things like that, and plus like, yeah, slowly adding like new items of clothing and stuff to my life. And yeah, I could like get my hair done, and like I used to, even with my nails, I used to wait until they were like completely growing out and like hurting, and now I just got them done like just before it got to that point. Not excessive, going every few weeks, but instead of like waiting, like, oh my god, I need to wait until it's absolutely horrible before I can go and spend money on that again, being like, no, they need to be done now, and just like being able to go and do that for yourself. So think about things in your life. Obviously, like the shopping thing might not apply to everyone because most people buy too much stuff, but for someone like me, where I never like treat myself to anything nice, like just having that little thing, like, okay, you've paid off the stuff, what's one nice thing from this list that you want? And then, you know, when you make a list of all the stuff you want and then half of it you don't want it anymore, then you can delete it off. And that is actually intentional shopping, and that is something that more people should adopt. I had a girl recently try to shut down my whole entire brand and basically said I was giving out false health information with the nutrition stuff that I do. And because I talked online about getting an ADHD diagnosis, she doesn't believe in the system. And yeah, it was some really intense messages, like really, really attacking me. And it really got me down. And another mindset shift about this is, if you want to make it big or be more well known, maybe you want to blow up on social media, you want a bigger brand, a bigger business, you want to, yeah, just be bigger, any kind of growth. If I can't handle one negative comment, say if my followers tripled, how am I meant to handle triple of that? So it's actually good. It's actually like a test from the universe saying like, can you handle this? Because we're not going to give you more if you can't even do this. But it did get me down for a few days. I like really had to have some deep thoughts about where I'm taking my brand and what I want to talk about. What do I want to bring to the world? How do I want to inspire those around me? Like, where do I fit in all of this? And it's really strengthened and deepened my relationship with myself and shown me a lot. And there's so much that goes into it, but I felt very separated at all times because I'm into nutrition and health, but I also like going to raves, and I'm a DJ, and I do bodybuilding, and like those lifestyles do not cross over. And I do nude photo shoots, and I do OnlyFans the last couple years, and it has actually really benefited my life, not even financially by allowing me to even stay in Australia when things were going wrong because I can't get access to government support, but it's helped me view myself in a new way, and it has really, really genuinely benefited me. But I can't be a professional nutritionist if I'm like posting these photos, and like I keep hearing that all the time, like, oh, if you want to be serious, like you can't be putting that on that page. And I've had my family members say like, oh yeah, the people from like the little town you grew up in are like so weirded out by your photo shoots and stuff because none of them ever left the town. So in the last few weeks, I have really embodied truly who I am. I had the idea a while back to delete this other like OnlyFans modeling page that was like meant to separate my brand so my main one can be more professional. And even like I never used to really share any DJ stuff to my nutrition page because people don't come there to watch my music stuff. But I've just had all these realizations, like my purpose isn't to be all these different things. It is to show people you can have a healthy body, you can eat well, you can go to the gym, and you can also go to a rave in the weekend. And then you can also have some nice weekends at home, meet friends for coffee, go for a little lake walk, and then you can go to a festival or a bush stuff. Like, so many people say, oh, I need to get serious about my health, I need to give up partying. But part of the reason I look so young for my age and just have this, aura or bubbliness to me is because I have as much fun as possible. That is my life goal. So part of my purpose is not to hide, oh my God, like I secretly go to raves, is to be like, I go to raves, this is how you recover. This is what you eat the day after a rave. And even with all the photo shoot stuff, it's just like, why would I not want to do that? I'm only young once. Like, why not show off my hard work? It makes me happy. I lift weights and do like a lot of masculine things. So it's like the one chance I get to be feminine and see myself through a new set of eyes and like just capture all these different parts of myself. So why hide it away like, oh, I'm a nutritionist, but I secretly do these photo shoots. This is me, this is me, and this is me. So why not just make it one fucking thing? So my next launch idea has come to me, and I've had so many ideas and I've written them into my computer, like, oh, that would be cool for a online workshop, oh, that would be cool for a course that I want to make one day, and it just stays there in brainstorms and bullet points. So what I did yesterday, the hard things, I did my tax return that I hadn't been able to mentally comprehend for like a couple weeks, and I sat down and I made the page for my next program, From Fantasy Life to Real Life. A couple of months ago I changed my Instagram bio, and that saying just came to my head because I live my fantasy life every single day. Every day I wake up, I'm doing the things that I want to do. Everything is on my terms. This is my dream life. I've made it a reality. And I have overcome all the barriers that could have gone wrong. When nothing is going in your favor, when people think you're going to fail. With DJing, I've been kicked off the stage on my second ever gig. I've had people laugh at me. I have been paid to stop playing. Like everything. I've driven an hour and a half to go play in Brisbane for free to get experience at a club doing a silent disco with 4 stages, using all my gas to get there with all the last money I had. And I don't listen to commercial music. I had some remixes of like popular songs, but the whole 5 hours, it was meant to be 2, but we stayed back longer for free again. The whole 5 hours, there was never more than 3 people listening to my channel out of hundreds of people. Like, and I was just there in the main area, like, yeah, seeing everyone's colour on the people playing upstairs. And I'm just like, yeah, pushing through, yeah, for 5 hours playing for free. But if I didn't do that, if I didn't drive out to all those bush doofs, like 3.5 hours drive to play for $50 and be practicing for weeks before, if I had just gone to the club and like played the music that everyone wants to hear, I wouldn't have this very unique style that I have right now that people remember. People come up to me and they say, I saw you play at New Year's. Me and my partner were having a fight that night. We're having a big argument. And you started playing and we were like, oh, what music is that? Because it's very acquired taste. And they went to the dance floor and they stopped fighting and they danced the night away and it fixed their whole relationship. If I didn't do all that stuff, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in Australia if I didn't take these leaps. If my family, well, they have always told me like make jokes about me moving back, or some of them probably think like they don't know if I'm going to make it over here. I'm still here. I can push through anything if I want to do it. And I want to teach other people how to do the same, because why wake up every day? And yes, we have jobs that we love. Like I still work casual hours or part-time hours at a job that I enjoy. But like, why wake up and work all these hours for something you don't enjoy doing just to get money that doesn't go that far anyway in today's economy, and saving for retirement? And then what if you die before then? What if you got hit by a car tomorrow? Was today your dream day? What if you get terribly ill at age 40 and then you just die then? Did you do anything that you wanted to do? Or were you just waiting for retirement for the right time? This really means a lot to me. And I just think more people need to start taking the freaking leap and break down the expectations of what your friends, family, society, and even your inner demons say. So, from fantasy life to real life, I am going to be opening the doors, so I'll put the link to everything in the bio below. Don't forget to stay tuned. I'm really keen to stay on top of this podcast. I do have my show coming up in 6 weeks, and I've got a good feeling about it. No matter what happens on the day, I know I've already beaten myself. I was going to say tenfold, and I was like a millionfold. I've beaten myself a millionfold because of who I have become in this process. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe if you like my content. Don't forget to head over to my Instagram, Cassie Amber Wellness, and I will see you next time.